Yo guys, Vision here, back with more Minecraft content. Today's episode number 5 of the Let's Play series will go into detail on the world itself and more so the base, providing an update on the latest developments in the entire base and of course this world as it has significantly changed, and I'll update you guys on where we are at with regards to builds, in-game progress, as well as actual boss fights and all of the other little achievements that you can go for, and also any upcoming news or recent events that has taken place. So on that note, let's get right into it. Now, just to remind you guys, I have just started playing Minecraft again for the first time in over 10 years, and in this world, we have been doing everything you can to achieve completing Minecraft, which is the ultimate goal for myself and my friend, and we are trying to get everything there is to do, and all of the new features that weren't around back in the day achieved, and just trying to make the most and learn everything there is about Minecraft, which has actually blown me away with how much new content there is to do, with things like trial chambers, ancient cities, and so on. So, we'll start with the actual base, and then we'll go on to the things that we've actually done with regards to the world, and also just in general, the things that we have achieved so far in our goal to reach the completion in Minecraft. So starting with the base itself, we have actually started working on a couple of small projects as well as a mega project or two, but since making the first episode in this series, the base has actually changed quite significantly, which I'll keep progressing and sort of keep updating you guys throughout the entire Let's Play series. But for this episode, we'll start with the smaller things that have changed and also just update you with regards to who's actually in the world and so on. So it started off with just me and my friend Connor, and now it's actually progressed to the point where we now have 7 players actively playing in this world. So it went from initially having a one sort of environmental natural base, which I showed in the previous episodes. Go check them out in the description below. But what eventually happened is that base was quite small, although a really unique one, and what we will have as our original base, something that we go back to as a more of a community base, and we actually call it the town hall now. That was just sort of the starting point, and what actually happens, we start making our own individual builds. So I started with a windmill, and I'll show you it all throughout the video, and effectively I've now sort of elaborated and gone from there and created my own separate base, and then from there, that idea has basically evolved, and everyone in the entire server has basically done the same sort of thing, which is really cool because it's given us tons of more ideas of things to build, but also allowed us to expand and travel the world and experience all of the different biomes, because there are so many to choose from, especially in this new update. And considering I was playing this game a long time ago, there are so many things to explore just on the actual natural environment in terms of just blocks around the map, which have been used in a variety of different ways in all sorts of different builds, which has been really cool and creative, but also just so many different features in the game, as I mentioned, with things like trial chambers and the process of actually achieving one and what you actually want to be doing and your ultimate goal with a trial chamber. And just such a simple idea like that has led on to so many different adventures, which has been really, really fun. And I'll go over it in this video and future videos for the base updates and so on and the world updates. But for this episode, I just wanted to give you guys an update on where this world is at, because there is going to be a continuation of episodes coming out on the channel every other week, and it will just basically update you of how we're getting along with the ultimate goal to complete Minecraft. And again, to remind you, for the first time in playing in over 10 years, which is something I've always wanted to do and something we're going to achieve in this series. So taking a step back, the world started with us just building up on top of this cherry blossom mountain, which was completely man-made. There were maybe a handful of trees on top of this mountain, and then we've just basically gone from there, and the world has changed significantly in that time, from one sort of community little village to now a massive amount of bases and sort of spread out all across with a lot of trees that have been man-made. And I take a lot of pride in doing that because it makes the world look so much better. Terraforming all of the platforms and the lands around the area makes a massive difference. And then really from there we've just expanded. I mean, like I mentioned, I've started with the windmill, and then from there I realized I wanted to attach a separate building, and then I built my own base, and then started putting down farms for things like sheep farms, wool farms, and your cow farms for leather, and just so on, and then your crop farms, and everything's just sort of expanded. And as you can see in the video, I have basically gone from having one small section in this area to having 1,000 trees planted almost, and then having a zoo that we're building as our mega project, one of the few mega projects that we're actually currently building, as well as a Colosseum, and as well as all these other little things that are all coming together at the same time, which is sort of jumping in and out of at times to make it not feel too sort of laborious. And I didn't want to sort of just focus on doing one task at one time, because I found in my own experience doing that makes you very bored or gets you quite bored quite quickly on this game. So I've tried to split it out into doing a zoo, and then here and there, every time I find a mob around the map, I'll bring that back, put it into a zoo enclosure, and then move on to the next activity that I want to do on that day, and then just so on. And that's just how I found a really efficient and also effective method of me playing this world for a long period of time, but also making sure we are maintaining progress and achieving that ultimate goal of completing everything there is to do in Minecraft Survival. And then finally, for the builds going forward in the future episodes, I will just give you guys an overview and also an update on anything that's newly added to the world, but also as a better overview from this point onwards on things that have been added to the world in a bit more depth, just so you guys can see what we're up to in the world. And then moving on from the actual builds as well, in terms of exploration and sort of just moving around the world and doing different tasks and challenges, we have actually started ticking off a lot on the list of things to do in Minecraft, especially for the first time in doing them in over 10 years. I have not even explored some of these things, such as trial chambers, ancient cities, and so on. As I mentioned, having 7 of us now in the world makes it a lot easier to ticking off everything there is to do in Minecraft Survival, but also more importantly, more enjoyable, fun, and memorable, which is the main goal here that we want to be doing in this series, is in making sure that along the way we have had a great time and we enjoy doing everything there is to do in Minecraft. But as you can see, there is loads going on in this world. There's many things in terms of the base. There's lots of exploration things that we're trying to achieve, and of course there are a load of different challenges and trials, which I'll continue to update you guys with our progress throughout this entire series on future episodes for things like how to do a trial chamber, sharing my first and initial experience for doing these things for either the first time in over 10 years or just the first time generally, and just to help you guys understand exactly what we're doing as we progress through this world, as it's been a really fun series so far that we have created and that I'm enjoying making videos on, because this world has been really cool, and as I mentioned, so many new features that I had no idea that it's become even a bit overwhelming with how much content there is to do and how much there is to actually achieve in Minecraft Survival. But anyways, guys, there you have it. That's pretty much the full update on the base and the world itself. In summary, we have 7 members now in the entire world, all working on their own individual projects, but also mega projects like the zoo as a community project for everyone to chip in on. We've also had other things like going on, such as exploration on ancient cities, bastions, mine shafts, trial chambers, and defeating the Ender Dragon and exploring all of the end cities to earn yourselves an elytra. Things like that have been going on, which I'll update, as I mentioned, in separate videos going forward on the channel, and I'll continue to provide base and world updates going forward on a regular basis, so look out for them on the channel and stay tuned for more content. If you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down below if you have any tips and tricks or that you've learned along the way that can be really useful for helping newer players or returning players like myself going forward in Minecraft Survival. And of course, if you guys have any alterations or suggestions to the world that you want to see, please also let me know down below in the comments and I'll get right back to you. I'm Vision SGen. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.